So welcome everyone to our Empowering Women Thursday night call or Zoom. And we have been doing this for the past few weeks, and it has been amazing to hear the stories and the triumphs behind why people have chosen to join in on this opportunity that has really, I feel like, has been a movement for most of us, a movement to help other people, a movement to improve our own lives and those surrounding us. My name is Michelle Fletcher. I am tonight's facilitator, and I'll just share with you my story. My story is over 6.5 years ago, me and my family were in financial distress. I was actually someone who came from a corporate background. I had worked in IT for over 10 years, and 7.5 years ago, I was let go of my job and I had been out of work for a year. So we had this huge mortgage. It was around the same time as the whole financial crash situation. And we had car payments. It was just bananas. The stress, the mental stress of wondering how you're going to pay your bills and your house going into foreclosure was like unsurmountable. And it was almost like you feel hopeless in that situation. But I was blessed to meet a lady who shared with me an opportunity. It was an opportunity to join a company that has such a heart. They are inspiring people to get healthy, from little babies all the way to people who are, in their 90s, hundreds, whoever, inspiring people to get healthy through information they share about eating more plants, how we need to have more plants in our diet. And so this information truly transformed my family's health physically. It definitely transformed our health mentally and financially. I decided to partner with this company, and the results of taking the products, my son, who was someone who was constantly sick, super picky eater, he was a baby at the time when I first started with this company, and his health was totally transformed. He went from being my sickly child, my picky eater, to being someone who now eats a huge variety of fruits and vegetables. He started doing that 2 months after starting on the products that we share, and he is now my healthy child, super healthy, and we've just seen that throughout our entire family. So it has been amazing how it has transformed us physically, and then mentally, the financial struggles we were undergoing. I will have to share that we lost our house. That was like 5 years ago, but 3 years ago, we were able to buy a new house. And I have been with this company since then, and that income has now allowed us to have the ability to buy a new home. We're just not in that distress that we were in before, and it has been something that has given us so much hope. And so that is really why I wanted to have this series where people can share their hope stories, because this business gives you a lot of hope, and it's whatever you want it to be. It can be something that can help with the holidays, because the holidays get expensive. And I know this because my kids are born around the holidays. So not only am I celebrating birthdays, but then we're also celebrating the holidays too. And that gets pricey. And so this is a time of year when you really have to reflect on what's important, and family is important for sure. And guess what? It is important to have finances that help us run our everyday lives. And so with that being said, I would just love to introduce our next two speakers. We're going to have two speakers tonight. The first one is Jonalyn Hargrove, and she has an amazing story. And I'm just going to leave it to her to introduce herself, because she blew me away with what she shared with us earlier this week. And so, Jonalyn, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me? We're good. All right. Yeah. I am Jonalyn. It's nice to meet everybody. Michelle, thank you for inviting me. I'm a nurse and a cardiologist. I've been in the healthcare field for 28 years. And actually, Aaron introduced me to the Juice Plus products. Woohoo, Aaron! Because I was sick all the time, like for 40 years with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, constipation, chronic migraines. And I was a fast food eater, and he introduced me to this, and I started it. I turned into a whole new person. I'm a new woman, and I feel like Superwoman. But more importantly, I want to talk about my husband. Actually, I want to tell you that he was in the hospital 2 weeks for pancreatitis. Very painful. Went into acute renal failure, and he almost died. Okay, so he made it through, and we come home, and so this is the second time. So he's thinking that he's going to recover like he did the last time, but he didn't. He didn't bounce back at all. He was weak and fatigued. His sugars were still high all over the place because the pancreas was healing. His blood pressure was still going bonkers. He couldn't eat. His skin was dark. He had lost a lot of weight. I mean, it just broke my heart. And he was broken because of how he got to this point, first of all. And then secondly, because he's never seen himself like this. And I've never seen him like this. So it was near Halloween when I said, you can't eat anything still. Why don't you try a juice plus shake for me? So he was like, at this point, I'll try anything right now, because he couldn't eat it all. And he didn't do it the first time, but he said, I will do it this time. So one shake turned into 2 shakes, and it turned into 3 shakes a day. And it turned into somebody just then drank all my shakes up just about. Within a week, I saw him perking up. And within 2 weeks, he was zipping around the house. His skin was glowing. We found out that his blood sugars are down. His kidney functions are normal. His skin is wonderful. His attitude is fantastic because he feels so good. His liver functions are normal. They have never been normal, okay? Because I'm just going to tell you, my husband was a heavy drinker for years, and his liver, it was getting bad, and I could see the liver enzyme just going up and up and up every year. But now they're normal. I have never seen it normal in my life. I was totally shocked. He looks so good. Like, my man looks good. Like, he is like the man I met 18 years ago, many years ago. And I'm so happy for him. And he is still asking for shakes still. And just the fact that only the shakes only, how they gave him the nutrients that he needed to get him back on track is totally mind-blowing. So just imagine how he's going to feel once he gets into my trio order and my omegas. He is going to feel like Superman, and I'm so very, very proud of him. This reason is, well, my reason for joining was because of how it made me feel. But joining the mission, at first, it was scary. I knew I had to do it, but it really kind of was just more hobbyish to pay for my product, okay? But after seeing him flourish and thrive like this, after being so sick, this is a must for me. It's a must that people know about this product. I have to tell it. It's like burning my heart and my soul to do it. And then the fact that he's been through so much, and to come home Sunday and find out that he lost his job, and December 30th will be the last day he'll be working, and all the income is just coming from me. Sent us reeling, and you know how your flesh is, you just panic. And I panicked, but guess what? I got another stream of income coming in, because this company has a system in place where you can provide for your family in a crisis like this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to plug in the system that Juice Plus has with this business because it's my franchise and it's my business and it's my baby. And so I'm going to make it do what it does to help put food on the table and to help with anything that is needed. Now, at the moment, while I have to pool my money to take care of the household and put a roof over our head and stuff, that check that's coming in every 5th of the month is going to be able to put gas in the car and get grocery and give my kids money to get lunch and stuff at school. And that is totally blessed and amazing. And I can't thank Juice Plus enough for giving us the opportunity to do this. So you all are going to need to get on the stick, because if you're not burning in your soul and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you need to do it. Okay? For real. I have to do it. We all need to do it because people need to know this. People need what we have. And there are other people in financial distress too that need the money, as well as joining the mission. And so why can't we just go out and be diligent about it and let's bring these people in? So that's my story. I don't mean to be aggressive to you guys or anything, but you still need to go do it.
Well, you're passionate. I will call it passion. And believe me, we're all of us on here that are part of this mission, we are passionate because we know what it can do to change lives, not only physically, but also financially. I'll share with you when I first started, within 30 days, I got a check for over $500. And it was just like, wow, I went from being the mom that was contemplating, am I going to Chick-fil-A because I can't buy everything my kids want with a Happy Meal, we're just going to settle for fries, to now having this discretionary income where I didn't have that mommy guilt of spending outside of our budget. So it can truly transform those thoughts in your mind and give you and put you in another mindset. So I want to share, since you mentioned all of that, Jonalyn, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Some statistics that I recently heard from a financial advisor, and these were just mind-blowing. So he was sharing that 80% of women will experience widowhood by the age of 57. And I was just like, wow, 57? I'm 41. That's like 16 years from now. Not even something that you think about, but sometimes it's good to have those things in mind, to start taking action and having things in place. And there's nothing better than having something that gives you residual income that can come in times of disaster, that can be something that can give you peace of mind. They also shared how 57% of Americans do not have enough cash to cover a $500 unexpected expense. That's sad, but I know it's very true. And then we have around half of Americans have no retirement savings at all. And then we have we as women, I think we take a heavier load than, our counterparts, the men. So we have the uncertainty of the economy, everyone does. Then we have college. Oh my goodness. So if you have kids, you have to worry about the cost of college. I know it has quadrupled since I was in college, the price now. And then we have to deal with aging parents. Maybe we're going to be those caretakers for our parents in a few years. And that's a whole nother financial expense that you don't even really consider until it starts happening. So it's always nice to have something that can be, a false, what do they call that? Something to back up on. And so those are some statistics. Jonalyn was mentioning the products that her husband is using, and she mentioned the shakes. And so Juice Plus is all about inspiring healthy living through our plant-based products. And so her husband right now is really enjoying our shakes, and they are all plant-based. They come in chocolate, Dutch chocolate, and French vanilla. And I have to say, and I'm not just saying this, these are the best shakes I have ever tasted. I have tried so many different types of shakes in the past, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stick with it. It just had an aftertaste, did not sit well with me. I have been drinking these shakes for now 6.5 years, and I cannot get enough. It's really, I feel like whenever I drink it, like eating dessert, like I feel like I'm having dessert. They taste delicious. And then she also mentioned her husband will be dipping into her Trio and her Omegas. So this is what that is. Let me open. So we have fruits and vegetables, over 30, 20 to 30 in capsules. And then we also have them in chewables, which is what my kids take. And they also get them for free through our company's Children's Health Study, where they actually sponsor children to get the fruit and vegetable gummies or capsules for free, because they want to invest in our children. And knowing that our children are the future, we have to invest in their health now, so that as they become adults and get older, they have that knowledge of why it's important to have good nutrition. And so with all that being said, I am super excited to introduce my buddy in the business. She is pretty amazing. She is a wife, a mom of 3, all under the age of 5, mind you. When I met her, she was single. Then she got married, and now she has kids. And I will share with you, she did all of this all while being in the business. So she has been through every stage of life, and this business has been right alongside with her, and she is pretty phenomenal. So I am going to turn it over to Jules Coker. I'm super excited to hear her share tonight. Jules, thank you so much for taking time to be on with us.
Thank you, Michelle. And correction, 3 kids under the age of 4. They're all under 4. So it is very crazy. And yes, I was single when I started 8 years ago, and so we got really busy as soon as I got married. And so my name is Jules. I am actually a qualifying national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. I have been sharing Juice Plus for over 8 years now, and I live in South Florida with my 3 crazy kids and my husband, who counts as a crazy kid. My journey began as a personal trainer, and I was just completely burnt out. My body was breaking down. My hair was falling out. My skin was breaking out. My nails were always cracking and peeling, and they couldn't grow. And somebody in my spin class, she was a student in my spin class, shared Juice Plus with me. And right away, it just made sense to me. Like Michelle just said, I mean, over 30 fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I knew I was not eating enough fruits and vegetables every day. Even as a personal trainer, I was doing my best, but there was no way I was getting that. And just light bulbs started going off in my head when they were talking about the link between nutrition and disease. And I thought, my body is breaking down because I'm not fueling it properly. And I learned, as somebody who exercises a lot and, is out in the sun a lot, being down here in South Florida, I'm undergoing more oxidative stress. So I need more fruits and vegetables. So, one thing that stood apart, because being a personal trainer, I saw so many products on the market and so many things come and go, because things get pulled off for not, being, having in them what they say they have in them or on the label. So I was very skeptical. But when I learned about the NSF seal and the research behind the product, it was a deal sealer for me. When I learned there was 36 studies back then, I think it was like 30 or even less, but even to have over 7 or 9, which is what my friend who's a pharmaceutical rep, her drug has. So to have 20 studies back then, now we have 36. It was just phenomenal. I thought, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything on the market with this much research. So it was at that moment that I realized, yes, I need to take this. But I also realized that I need to share this with others. One, I was broke. I was a broke personal trainer. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I always had more month left at the end of my money. And I was looking for something. And so that night that I heard about Juice Plus, I asked the ladies there, I said, tell me how I can get this free or at a discount. And if you guys are female on this call, you probably ask that any chance you get. Like, I know if I'm buying tile for my bathroom, I'm like, how can I get a discount on this? But it's just our human nature. and they shared the marketing plan behind Juice Plus. And again, so many light bulbs went off. It just made sense to me. I had always wanted to be my own boss. I've never fit into the mold of working for somebody else. However, being your own boss is hard to do. There's a lot of legwork and behind the scenes things that go into being your own boss. So when I learned that Juice Plus is a franchise, and I basically was able to buy into a franchise for $50, and then I was able to share Juice Plus from my heart, and the company would pay me for doing that. It was that was again a no-brainer. That night I signed up to take all 3 products and become a representative for the company. I had clients who had macular degeneration, arthritis, just like me, low energy, taking a nap every day, not feeling their best, and cancer. So I knew that I had to share this with them, just like Jonalyn said. I mean, it was like a burning desire. Like, how could I know this information now and not share it with the people that I care about? That, you know, that wouldn't be right. It didn't sit right in my soul. So that was 8 years ago. And as I started on the journey to share Juice Plus, it was just like, there's a little saying called ignorance on fire. I was just telling everybody about it, like running around like a little fire flame, you know, just telling people, you got to take Juice Plus, you got to take Juice Plus. And I saw people in my life get healthier. Me, one of them, clients, my dad's doctor noticed, my dad's a diabetic. And at that point, things started to change financially. And I remember, you know, they asked me in the business, they said, you know, what is your goal? What is one of your goals in the business? Well, at that point, all I could think of was tires for my old beat up Jetta that I drove around, and I needed tires, and I did not have enough money. Just like Michelle said, that quote, 57% of Americans don't have an extra $500. That's what I needed for tires, and I didn't have it. And I probably was going to have a blowout one of these days on the highway, which is scary down here in South Florida. And so I made enough money with my Juice Plus business to pay for tires for my car. And it was such an incredible feeling to know that my paycheck had come from helping others get healthier, and I was able to meet my needs. And over time, my business just grew naturally. I was just naturally sharing it with others. I also, you know, had other people that wanted to share it as well. And our marketing plan is so simple. It's you help as many people as you can get healthier. You also help as many people as you can share this product, and then you're going to have everything that you need or want. And to me, it's just been one of those things that has resonated in my heart. Like, where else? I know some of you on here work for corporations. Do you work for a corporation where they're saying, you help as many as your coworkers be successful, we'll move you up to the next position? That's probably not going to happen, but that's what happens in our company. It just makes so much sense to me. And so I just did that over and over. And then I got married, I had my first baby, and I was teaching 36 fitness classes. And I thought, when I had that first baby, I thought I'd go back to teaching all those fitness classes. And I looked at him and I thought, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go back to trading time for dollars, which is what you do as a personal trainer. Even though I was my own boss, I was still trading time for dollars. So, like John, I love what Jonalyn said. You work the system. There's a system in place. It's a franchise. If you bought a Chick-fil-A, they wouldn't say, have a nice day, go make your own flyers and come up with your slogan, eat more chicken is already taken. I mean, they give you all that, right? And Juice Plus gives us all that we need to be successful. And I went to work. I busted my tail. I'm not going to tell you guys it's easy. I'm going to tell you it's simple. I busted my tail, and I was able to quit all of my classes before my second son was born. And now I have 3, and I'm able to stay at home. And it blows my mind because 8 years ago, I wanted $500 to bring, to get tires for my car. And now I'm able to provide a significant income to my family, thousands of dollars a month, and take the pressure off my husband's, which is so huge. My husband works so dang hard for this family. but he knows that, like, if anything happened, we would be okay. Our Juice Plus check would cover our expenses. And so that's just such a huge relief to him. And it makes my heart so full to know I'm helping take that burden off of him. So anyway, Michelle, I know I'm going over my time, but this business has just meant so much to me and my family. And the friends that I've made, like Michelle, I see Maria is on here, and Nikki, these people, Mallory, I can't imagine where I would be without them. I definitely was depressed when I started this business. I think one of the reasons I was sleeping a lot is I wasn't eating enough fruits and vegetables. I also think I was severely depressed. One, I did not have a community of people that shared this passion of mine for helping others get healthier. I didn't have extra money. I mean, that makes you depressed. If you don't have extra money to give or to help others or to pay for basic expenses, you will probably be at some sort of level of depression. And so to have a little bit of extra money can really change your mental state. And this business can be whatever you want it to be. It can be that $500 a month. It can be that $5,000 a month. And so it's up to you. And we welcome everybody, whatever you want to do. And to be honest, you're your own boss. We just hold your hand. We don't tell you what you have to do or what we want you to do. It's so neat. There's just no pressure in this business. So that's my story. I absolutely love what I do. I love this company and the direction that they're going in. And I'm just so excited, for the future and, to have people like you guys join us. So that's it. That's my story.
That was awesome, Jules. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. You mentioned so many things that I was taking notes because I'm like, I want to mention these. I want to go over some of these things. So like she said, it does take some work. And, if you have a heart for people, you will put that work and you will get to work because you are making a difference one by one in people's lives. And you'll notice that so many people within our community are happier. They're happy people, one, because we're feeding our body with the right nutrition, but two, we are surrounded by the most amazing people. Like you will meet you will almost think that we're a cult. People say, oh my gosh, you could never be that happy, but you truly can. Like it just feels good to feel good, first of all, to feel good, your body feels good. And then two, to have that mental stress, like she mentioned, when there's financial issues, you are under some stress, and to have that relief through a business opportunity that you're helping others is just amazing. And then the community of people that you will be surrounded by in this company is just unbelievable. I get to meet people like Jonalyn and Jules, and the list goes on. And they're such positive people. And it's like iron sharpening iron. It's just like you continue to get better by being surrounded by these people. I mean, over the past 6.5 years, I feel like I have just quadrupled in my personal development and the things I even do in my home, the food that I cook. Are you kidding me? I would not be cooking a lot of these meals if it wasn't for this amazing community and just having a certain way about me. So there's so many ways in which this business opportunity can affect you. There's a lot of things out there nowadays, but there's something different about being within the Juice Plus company for sure. And so I strongly advise, if you're on here today, it's because you're taking a look and you're curious. So I strongly advise that you get with the person that invited you on here, because you know why they invited you, because they love you and they see something in you that makes them know that you are a great fit for what it is that we do. And so take a really good look, ask questions, ask to talk to people. If you would want to talk to me or Jules or Jonalyn to get more answers to anything, you can do that because we're here to help each other and we link arms with each other. So I am just so thankful to have all of you guys join us tonight. Thank you to our speakers. I truly appreciate you, Jules and Jonalyn. You were terrific. And I hope you guys can join us on the next one and strongly consider this business if that is why you are on here today, because it can truly give you hope that you never imagined. So thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, Michelle.
Welcome.
Thanks,
Let me
Michelle.
unmute everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.